that Niger's Minister of Defense directed his punchline directly to none but African Union and established the African Standby Force (ASF), the immediate establishment of an African High Command. The three Sahel nations have initiated the formation of joint military forces against these jihadist terrorists. That is the update right now. You see, I'm going to make this video very quick, and every point I'm going to raise will be relevant, worth your data and time watching this video. So don't worry, I got you covered totally. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger have just announced plans to form joint military unit with 5,000 troops to combat jihadist violence that has plagued their nations or their regions for years. I'm going to give you all the details of the plans, the nature of the army, the features, and everything you need to know. Somebody will ask if this is necessary. Asking this question simply means there's something you might not know. After the political shift of Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger between 2020 and 2023, when the military took over, there have been a lot of terrorist attacks in the region, but only few come out to the public. To know exactly why Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger have joined together to initiate the One Sahel military, you need to understand the seriousness of the situation these nations found themselves in. The truth is that since the military takeover in Mali 2020 to 2021, Burkina Faso 2020 and Niger 2023, these countries have experienced significant increase in terrorist activity. In 2023 alone, the Economic Community of West Africa States, ECOWAS, reported over 3,500 terrorist attacks across these nations, resulting in nearly 7,000 fatalities. This is according to ECOWAS report. Now, breaking these figures by country after country using Punch newspaper report. Note, Punch newspaper report is not a Western media outlet. It's a Nigerian-based newspaper, and it is one of the most widely read publications in Nigeria. And the reason why I'm using their report is that their report practically corresponds with that of ECOWAS. When you check the figures, it match up. Now, according to their report on terrorism in the Sahel, Burkina Faso recorded approximately 2,000 attacks in 2023. Mali recorded over 1,044 attacks in that same year. In Niger, around 500 attacks were documented in 2023. And this violence has continued to escalate in the first half of 2024. The fatalities from extremist attacks in these countries reach a high record because the former colonial master is working hard to get them off. So based on this report, you can see the growing security challenges in the Sahel region following the military coup. Now, why create one military to handle the situation once and for all? If you look at it from geographic and common threat point of view, the combined territory of these three nations span around 2.8 million square kilometers. That's 1.1 million square miles. This is an area 4 times the size of France. So this is vast region we are talking about. And for over decades of terrorist threat, despite French troops present to combat the terrorists, they've not been able to end the violence. And we know why. So these brave military leaders took a step towards regional security. They started doing their best, each nation, but now they want to end it all once and for all. So a unified military force is initiated, people. Now, Niger's defense minister, he revealed in a televised interview that the new unified force is almost ready and it will be operational in few weeks. So meaning in few weeks to come, we are going to see them operating in the region. The unit consists of 5,000 soldiers, and these soldiers are from the three nations. It was contribution from the three nations. And this military unit will include air, ground, and intelligence support with coordination system in place. This joint military force is going to focus on protecting their territories and citizens. And one of the things also is that it's going to focus practically or particularly in border areas where attacks are most frequent, because most of the attacks that have been happening is between Mali, it's on the borders, you know. The attack has been consistently on the borders. And this is the explanation according to the Minister of Defense. He also described the initiative as new and original initiative. This is a key word. This is a serious statement. What is this minister talking about? The defense minister was referring to Kwame Nkrumah's vision which is the new and original security plan of Africa. And initiating this will bring much needed security. If you have never heard of this new and original security plan of Africa before, let me tell you. Nkrumah's envision a united Africa with a single military force as part of his broader dream of continental unity. And this is his dream of one Africa, one military vision. And this vision was termed the new and original security plan of Africa. This plan was tied to his belief that Africa's strength lie in unity, because Osadefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah believed that fragmented nations could not effectively defend themselves against external exploitation and neocolonialism. He believed we need to come together. What Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger are doing, this thing is already drafted by Kwame Nkrumah. Let me list just 5 key aspects of this vision of Nkrumah to you. Number 1, a unified African state. Nkrumah believed that African nations should transcend artificial colonial borders to form a single federated state. That is exactly what Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso did by coming together to form the Sahel Alliance. 3 nations becoming one. Number 2, a continental army. Nkrumah advocated for Pan-African military force that will defend Africa from external aggression, protect the sovereignty of African nations, and respond to conflict within the continent to maintain peace and stability. Exactly what the Sahel is doing right now. Number 3, elimination of foreign influence. He envisioned an African military that could independently safeguard the continent's resources and people. You can practically see this initiated by the Sahel when they kick out the West. Number 4, he initiated practical proposal. He was not just talking. In 1963, at the formation of the Organization of African Union, OAU, Nkrumah called for the immediate establishment of an African High Command, AHC. You can go and search it. A collective military structure for the continent. He proposed that African nations or states to contribute troops and resources to form a centralized force for the continent, just as Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger are doing right now. When this one contributes their military, this one also contributes, they put their resources together to form a centralized military for the Sahel. And this practically leads us to number 5, opposition and challenges. Many African leaders at that time rejected the idea of Nkrumah. This is why that dream never materialized. But while Kwame Nkrumah's dream of unified African military was not realized during his time, this European African Union that we had, they tried their best to establish a counterfeit of this Nkrumah's joint military idea. So the African Union came together and established the African Standby Force, ASF. And this is a regional military force designed to respond to security crises within the continent. But this has become the most used military forces so far, because they can't do anything or carry out any operation without hearing from the West. So this establishment of African Union is counterfeit. So you can see that Niger's Minister of Defense directed his punchline directly to none but African Union. That is why he said this is the new original plan, which is this vision of Nkrumah, one Africa, one military. The one Africa, one military may not start with all the Africa countries at once. It will start from somewhere, and at this time, it is starting from the Sahel.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to show support by liking and subscribing.